Hello again, friends! Welcome to another episode in our efforts to provide Mutya with another polycraft body boat. So in this episode, we will show you the different modifications that were done upon Stella after the completion of all her body work. Let us now start with the opening for the hatches, which will provide us access to the inner part of the hull. This will be important when we are wiring the boat. It will also be used as an alternative compartment in the future. The bow hatch is crucial because it will also hold or fasten the casting deck that we designed. On the other hand, the casting deck will have a compartment to hold the battery and other electrical connections. Upon opening the bow hatch, we discovered that it is filled with spray foam. Well, this will not be a problem because we can easily dig into it to create the compartment. And that compartment can alternatively be used as a cooler. So after digging into the spray foam, we commissioned the carpenter to make the casting deck that we'll design. It will be made out of 1/4 marine plywood and other wood bracings. As mentioned earlier, the casting deck will have another compartment there with a stainless hinge, which will hold the battery and other electrical connections. So after completing the carpentry works, we proceeded to apply fiberglass on the wood components to protect it from the water and other elements, and at the same time give it additional strength. We then allowed it to dry and painted the portions that will be exposed yellow, similar to the color of Stella. We were so satisfied with the design that we decided to make another casting deck at the rear or stern portion, which can also cover the gas tank for additional safety. We now come to the installation of various fishing accessories which we accumulated over time. We have 3 flush rod holders, 2 rod holders with stand, electrical switches, navigation lights and phone holders, hatch covers, the bilge pump, and several interchangeable accessory adapters and brackets. Let us start with the stern rod holders. We noticed that the old rod holders allows water to come into the inner part of the hull, which can be a safety problem. So we decided to replace them with the same flush rod holders that has covers and is watertight. Then we installed a similar rod holder at the bow, which will be useful in case you are hooked to a big fish and needs to run after it to avoid being pulled out. We're already in the bow area. We installed the U-bolt that we fabricated because the original is missing and we cannot find a suitable replacement in our area. Just on top of the U-bolt is the bow plate. This has an adapter which can be used to mount the camera holder and other accessories. Another addition will be the starboard side and the port side rod holders, which will similarly sit on this multi-purpose adapter that will also accept other accessories such as the camera holder. We then proceed to the installation of our navigational lights. As you know, we are required to put green light on the starboard side and red light on the port side. These are necessary equipment that must be turned on between sunset and sunrise in case you are in the waters, And in cases of impaired visibility, such as when there is fog or rain. On the stern or rear portion, we are required to put white light. In our case, it will be placed on top of a removable pole that will also double as a flagpole. The flag will give us additional visibility during daytime. Beside the base of the stern light pole, we installed our bilge pump. This bilge pump will have a flexible hose that will draw water from the middle channel of the flooring right behind the fuel tank. Now, as this hose is flexible, it can be moved or transferred to instead draw water from the inner part of the hull using the inspection hatch right beside it. We then took time to replace the 3 bound plugs of Stella without touching their respective bases as they still have good adhesion. This will of course improve seaworthiness. You may have been wondering why we have that green plank on top of our transom. Well, thanks to and shout out to Peter Gray, who taught us to raise the transom so that the cavitation plate of the outboard motor will likewise be raised and bring it closer to the waterline. This then prevented back spraying when the boat is on planing mode. It's now time to seal the inspection hatches and make Stella watertight again. As I mentioned earlier, these inspection hatches will also serve as storage compartment for all our baggages during our fishing trips. However, as the day is already ending, we will not be able to complete the installation of the hatches, particularly the bow hatch. This is because it will be a little bit more complicated since the bow hatch will have a liner. The liner will come in the form of that foot keeper that you will see in the video, which is exactly to the size of the opening. This will now be sandwiched with the hatch cover and sealed using a silicone adhesive sealant. Thereafter, it will become watertight and can now be used as a cooler. Now, a quick rundown of our accomplishments so far. We were able to install the U-bolt, the bow pleat, the bow rod holder, the navigational lights, the port side and starboard side rod holders. We were also able to replace the bow plugs and install the stern rod holders, the bilge pump, and finally the hatch covers. So in our next episode, we will show you the installation of our circuit switches that will control the navigation lights, the fish finder, and other electronic gadgets. We will also show the installation of the hatch cover at the bow portion. We will also show you the installation of the casting deck and the deck covers, both on the bow side and the stern side. As we do not know when we will be allowed to go out and fish again, we hurriedly completed all the pending installations on Stella, at least enough to let her sail into the waters temporarily. Because the works were unexpected and we were taken by surprise, no video was taken of the activity. However, here are some pictures that will show you the semi-completed state of Stella before we went out for fishing. In lieu of the video for the installation of deckings, we will instead show you a video of Stella's sea trial together with the unexpected fishing expedition. Thank you, and we hope to see you again soon.